What's going on YouTube? All right, so every handyman should be able to wire an outlet, and this being a fan box outlet. Very simple, very straightforward, but I will say if you're not allowed to by the code or laws, don't do it. If you're uncomfortable, don't do it. Just don't do it if you're unsure. But look at this video, I'll show you how I do it. This may not be the way you do it or where it's code in your area, but this is how I do it in the area that the customer dictated, where I put the fan, etc., etc. So here we go, and I will tell you what I charge and final thoughts after we're done here. All right, materials to mount a ceiling fan. We're going to be running power to it as well. No light switch, just the power, so they can just toggle switch it from the fan itself. So fishing rods, glow rods, whatever you want to call them. You're going to need a box for the fan. This one's rated for 35 pounds. Let me see if you guys get it here. So this is what I usually use, depending on the fan itself, obviously. And it says right there, it's 35 pounds. Our fan, I already checked, is less than 26 pounds because it's 26 pounds gross. So then another box to run power off of to basically you're going to cut whatever circuit and then splice into it. You can either use a box or go from an existing box. A plate for it. So we're going to be going to the attic above the location, so lighting, my electrical tote. So I'll link my video as far as everything I carry in here, but a couple of the main things is a pencil, impact, tape measure, voltage tester, non-contact. What do you got? My zircon stud finder, Romex staples. You're gonna either use your 16 or your tape measure, or I use my Bosch laser measure to find the center of the room that we're actually putting the fan in. I use this because it actually saves so much time. It makes it easier too. Plus I can stand it straight up, and then it kind of gives me an exact dot on the ceiling where I want to base my install from. So obviously Romex running the power, drywall saw cutting the hole out, knife to cut out the Romex, hammer, obviously hammer for the nails and the boxes itself. And since I'm going to the attic, long pair of pants because I'm wearing shorts right now, pants because of insulation. So, and then obviously you're gonna need ladder. So I have a ladder going up to the attic, but also have a ladder for the inside the room. You'll see my blue one, my 6-footer. So you're gonna need ladder as well. Let's get to it. All right, so I got my room here, center point. You're gonna measure obviously length, and then find your center, and then the width of the room and find your center. So the center point is 6 foot 10 inches. So we get up here, use my laser finder, and it's 6 foot 10 inches. Right there. So the back of this right here is my center point. So I'll just put my finger there, turn this off. And then I'm going to find my stud. I'm assuming it's going to be right there. So, pencil. So the stud's right there. We're just going to make a mark right here. So, I just want to double check. Make sure it's still center. Dun, da, da, da. Yep, right there. So maybe it's a little bit over, but that's basically it right there. 6 foot 10 inches. Your center point. Just want to double check. All right. So that's our stud. I knew it was going to be pretty close to that. The light right there. So we're going to go to the right of this, and I'm going to drill my hole right here and fish my rod up so I can find it in the attic. All right, so let's go right here. Slap your glow rod in there. Oops, wrong side. And of course I did the wrong end here. Yep. So let's go with this end. Hits. There we go. And I just jam this piece down to, there we go, so it stays. So let's go and take a look in the attic. All right, boys and girls, this is the attic. You can see, I don't know if you can see, yeah. So that's why I like, you know, using an extension ladder. A lot more sturdy, or a lot sturdier, however that is. You can see that's our hole right there. That's why I use a glow rod, so I can easily see it in the sea of blown in insulation. So I noticed that we had a screwed in GCFI over here, and I looked over here and we got, that looks like a good spot to go in. You can see right there, it's got big enough hole for me to fish another Romex in, and then that way we can just go straight off that outlet under there. I don't have to cut this and then put another box in here. I like to avoid that as much as possible, just because, I mean, the less, like, you know, just the least amount of cut and splicing, the better. So it's going to come right off here. I'm going to come from here, going to go straight over there. Of course, I'm going to nail it down per code all the way over there, and you're going to have your little fan over there. So that's going to be the power source. So, and I do have my lights up there. Now this is the second aluminum. I think it's only like 500 or so. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. So, but they last a lot longer. If I have them on the number one, the brightest, the batteries only last about an hour. So we'll see how we go. All right, let's get to work. All right, guys, got the breaker off. Always turn the breaker off. Again, I'm not responsible for you guys shocking yourself, burning down your house or anything. I'm just showing you what I'm doing here. So, barely can squeak by here, but yeah, you can see no power to it. So, and there's not much slack. So I'm probably going to take this plug out and just unhook it, and then fish my lines down. So, taking this out, and then we'll use my glow rods and fishing up some Romex down. All right. Squeeze up here. There we go. Romex. Light. More light. Put it over here. So I always usually get my glow rod started first. Let's get that down there. All right, started. Not gonna fall down on me. Tape. There's bad lighting up here, guys. Sorry, because this is all you get. All right. Yeah. All right, sorry guys. Customer had a question. Hope you understand, but those questions are always private. Let's get this back on. All right, so never enough tape on here as long as it fits through the hole. You don't want to lose it. All right, should be good. On into. That should be good. Let's go down there and see where we stand. So, get enough slack here. That should be good. All right, so we got a stud on this side, so let's see if we can get that Tight glow, the glow rod too. If you can't reach it on this side. Yeah. All right. No go. It's definitely down further, far enough. Oh. Let's see if we can push it that way towards this. There we go. Let's see if we got that. There we go. So I just grab it, walk it back up. It doesn't say it doesn't pay to go all the way down because you just got to bring it back up. Boom. Success. All right, back with you guys in a second. All right, so wire nuts. Got my Romex off. Let's go ahead and get some pliers. These will do. Just be careful when you're slicing into this. Inspect your three, make sure there's no cuts. So you guys can see that a little better here. Sorry. Make sure I'm still recording. Sorry for the shaky cam. All right, so no cuts, we're good. So I do this before I puncture the box just to ensure I can see it good enough. So here, coming in from the top. There we go. Bing, but boom. All right, so here we go. Test. That, so white, black. Screwdriver. Oh, we can just take these off. Go. And all right. Lay that down. So obviously, do we have enough here? We do not, so let's go cut ourselves some more. That's a 20 to get to there. So let's just... Basically, we're gonna combine these two and put a jumper on it for the actual outlet. So these are all color coordinated. So black, your hot, goes to your hot. And then your neutral goes to your neutral and ground goes to ground. I mean, pretty straightforward. Don't mess it up. You did not learn this from me. I'm just showing you what I do. And there we go. We are at 12 gauge. It's gonna be plenty. So let's go. There, little gauge. Share right there. Gauge. these off too. Oops. Come on, there we go. As if I'm using the right part, right gauge stripper. Come on. There we go. All right. Just keep them untangled as much as possible. All right. Here's your black and black. You're supposed to have a little extra right there. So you can basically attach all three. So you're basically jumping power, just stealing power from this outlet so you can get to your fan. All right, black's good. So you got the two and the one for your outlet. Let's do the neutrals. Neutral, neutral. Just kind of cut the top off. Neutral's done. Ground wires. Right. So let's put the outlet back on. It's gonna be a little short. It's a little long. There we go. So you always want to curve it with the screw. So righty tighty, lefty loosey. This is going to go straight in. And then let's get a screwdriver. Wrong size. All right, so back in, hot, neutral, ground. Let's get this back in here. Dun, dun, dun. Make sure it fits all in there, screws in, here we go. You don't want to push too hard because you don't want to, these aren't exactly the strongest. See, just like that. All right, guys, got it in finally. I broke off a piece when I pushed it through, so it always helps have inventory. Just stole one of my other ones here, put it back in, bam, good to go. So not testing it obviously because it's still down here, so let's go run, show you how to cut it in that box up there in the ceiling here. All right, you can do it from the inside or from the above. We're gonna do it from above. So I have to make 2 trips here, but we'll see here. Obviously you don't want to step anywhere except for where the rafters are. And here's where it gets messy. So one at a time. for your viewing pleasure. All right. Now it's easy to lose tools in here. Like, where's my hammer? There we go. I would recommend a respirator, but I won't be able to talk through this, so. Try not to disturb as little as the insulation as possible, but these guys are over insulated. There we go. Think this up. Just try to feed it down there. Anything in the attic really stays in the attic, if you know what I mean. So, I'm gonna take this off. Usually has a shovel. All right, so there we go. Take our knife, start cutting along. I got plastic down there, so I'm not worried about getting insulation where it shouldn't be, because I can just throw it back up here. Almost there. There we go. Clean up the hole a little bit. Until it's not gonna fit over there. Will it fit? Not exactly. Let's widen her up. There we go. Getting close. All right. That should do it. Well, we're gonna need to hammer it in, so let's clear a little bit more area. basically, here, I'll show you. I'm gonna clear this out, hammer it in, and put some screws in and anchor it. So that's basically what it is. I'll come back after I'm done. All right, we're back. So I cleared that up there, but so we're basically running the Romex to that location. You can see they have stuff just laying here. Not gonna be to code most locations, plus I like, you know, nailing my stuff down. So stapling it down, whatever you want to call it. You don't want to put a nail through it, obviously. And so I have another hammer up there, that Milwaukee one, but I'm not going over there just to get it. That's why I have multiples. So in between, boom. You don't want to pinch it too much, but you just want it solid. So let's go there. Always wear gloves, protective, everything. No, not the best, but it'll do. So from here, I'm gonna attach it to the actual rafter all the way over and then in. So clear out this. Maybe I can go underneath it. So let's just split it up here. I'll just show this one real quick, and then we'll be back when I'm done doing all this and up at the actual fan location. So I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but all right, that's basically it. Just going straight up, and we'll dump it down into the outlet box, the fan box. What's up, guys? All right, so every fan's gonna be different, so I'm just gonna reference, you know, hot, neutral, and ground. So that's basically it as far as running power to a fan. Installing the fan, like I said, is gonna be different for every fan. So it's just gonna be general. I'll show you the general spots. It's not going to be how to install this fan, because you're not going to buy this fan and you're not going to install this fan. The main thing is have common sense. If you don't know, then hire a professional. But yeah, follow directions with installing your own fan, because it's, you know, they're color coordinated. If you have, this one does not have light, so super easy. Yours probably does have a light, so it's going to be just a little more intricate, but not much. So that's basically it, guys. I'll show a little bit of this video of this fan, but basically when it's done, it's gonna be working and you're up and running. So from here on, just follow the directions with your installing your fan that they supply you with, because it's just mounting the base, attaching the electrical, mounting the lights if you have them, and mounting the actual blades of the fan, and covering everything up with some fancy stuff, and you're basically done. So like and subscribe. I'll show you a little bit more of this, but see you in the next video. A great handyman, really easy job. A little more intricate, but something that every handyman should know how to do. All right, guys, I just want to show you black and blue, white and ground. So for this one, black and blue, go straight to the hot, which is the black. Neutral, ground. That's pretty much it. And then this one doesn't have the extension from the ceiling because they want a low profile. So I mean, that's pretty much it. And then you take off the screws for the fan blades. I mean, there's not much to really talk about. I will say though, I do have to go back in the attic because I did leave my impact up there. So took an inventory and I was missing one, so I know exactly where it's at. It's up there somewhere buried, I'm sure. So that is it for this, guys. Pretty simple. All right, after you're done with your outlet here, I'm just making sure that I have it wired. Obviously I know I do, but just to be sure, making sure everything is as it should be, especially with electrical. Almost like I've done this before. There you guys go. All right, that was the install. Now again, I'll reiterate, I didn't show the fan actually because fans are completely different no matter what you, if you just follow the directions. I showed you the directions. It's super easy. This one was a hot and blue wire connected to the same exact one to the actual hot black wire, neutral to neutral, ground to ground, and then everything else is just screws tightening everything up in blades. So it's that is the putting the fan together is the absolute easy part. Getting the box wired and level with the ceiling is the part that I showed you. And that's the hard part, and that's where you make your money at. So with this job, as a flat $250 for me, it took me an hour from me starting to finishing, an hour and 32 minutes. I could probably get that just over to an hour if I wasn't filming and I wasn't having to explain everything. If I can just go ahead and straight do it. But yeah, that's where I was. So if you're charging by the hour, unless you're like a minimum of a couple hours, you're definitely not making the money you should, for sure. So again, this was a very easy fan, no lights, just no actual light switch on the wall, just a pull what do you want to call it, pull string. But yeah, all right guys, that's it for this video. Very easy. You should probably know how to do this if you're a handyman. Romex is nothing to be afraid of, but you got to understand it. You've got to understand breakers, everything like that. So make sure you know your safety, you know your codes in your area. Make sure you turn the breaker off and have the correct testing equipment and test every wire before you touch it. Make sure it's not hot. Like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.